Welcome to Apache Airflow tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, we will learn about the basic of Apache Airflow Provider, one of the important feature or component of Apache Airflow. You can consider Apache Airflow Provider as a tool or plugin for Apache Airflow that you can use or develop to connect with any third-party service like GCP service or AWS service or Databricks. Apache Airflow Provider mostly contain hook, sensor, operator or transfer operator. We will understand these concepts separately in details. You can also use Apache Airflow Provider to extend the core feature of Apache Airflow. For example, a provider can have its own configuration. We have learned about configuration in one of our other video, but we'll discuss briefly here also. You can also develop a custom connections in Apache Airflow Provider. For now, you can just keep in mind the connection is a way to store credential of third-party service like GCP credentials or Snowflake credential. We'll learn again very detailed in some different video. Also, you can have an extra link in your provider. For example, you can say like you have BigQuery operator, so you can provide an extra link to your BigQuery table. You can have your custom login for provider. Secret backend, again briefly, like it can be like third-party key management service like AWS KMS. You can consider where you can store your Apache Airflow variable and connection. Again, we'll learn in detail about this later. Also, you can have your like notification service in your provider. There are two type of provider. One community managed and the other is third-party provider. You can see I am on community managed Apache Airflow Provider web page. So here are all lists available the time I am recording this video. Let's discuss one of the Airflow provider called Apache Airflow Providers Extender. You can see I am on home page of this provider. On home page you can see the package name, latest version, and also how you can install it. So Apache Airflow Provider is a Python package that is hosted on PyPi, so you can install it with pip. So you can just like run this command pip install Apache Airflow Providers Extender. Also you can see the requirement that is dependencies. Other important thing, like you can see the available operator. For example, here you can see list of operator which are available in this provider: bash operator, branch, date time operator, Python operator, and others. Similarly, you can see list of sensor available. As I mentioned earlier, configuration. So we have learned basic about configuration, but in provider there can be own configuration. So there are two part of it. One is sections and other is actual configuration name. For example, here you can see we have section extender and then we have one configuration name venv install method. So how you can use environment variable for this? So we start always with Airflow, then you have double underscore. Keep in mind this is double underscore. Then you have section name which is extender, again double underscore. Then you have your variable name which is venv installed method. You can see they have also provided one example for this UV. You can find some example diag, PyPi repo and other, But let's check the other provider. So here now I am on Amazon provider. So this provider you can use if you are using some AWS service, and you can see dependencies here. Mostly things are similar here. There are few more things you can see here. Connection type, earlier mentioned, like provider can have their own connection type. You can see there are multiple connection type defined here. Also this provider has notification service. Also you can see it has guide for deferrable operator, means this provider has some deferrable operator. Secret backend I explained briefly earlier. So this is to store your connection and variable in AWS secret backend. So you can see a secret manager backend for AWS, and there are other, so 2 options available. Also you can have custom logging, definitely configuration. So we'll see here. You can see here there are multiple sections here, so things will get bit more interesting. I'll show you one. So you can see Airflow, we always start, then we have section double underscore, then we have section AWS auth manager, which is the section name, and then again we have double underscore, and then I believe the name, yes, AVP policy store ID. The time I am recording this video, now executor is also not part of Apache Airflow code, so that has been again moved to the provider. So you can see some executor implementation in Apache Airflow Provider Amazon, like ECS executor. You can have few more things in your providers, but we'll discuss them later. Similar thing you will find in case of Google provider. Okay, so these are like AWS provider, standard provider, or Google provider are the community maintained provider. There are third party library also. For example, you can see this Airflow providers Fivetran async. So this is a provider to connect with Fivetran, and this has been, you can see here, maintained by Astronomer. So you can see how you can install it, how you can create the connections, and other like available module. For example, you can see they have Fivetran operator and also Fivetran sensor and example DAG if you want to check. We have seen standard provider, AWS provider, or Google provider. They are separate package than Apache Airflow. So we install them separately, we release them separately also. For example, you can see you install Apache Airflow code like this one, and this is PyPi resource for Apache Airflow code, and here you can see the Google providers has been hosted. Since they release differently, they are different package. If you install them, you may hit some conflict. So the best place to look like how you can avoid is like when Apache Airflow community released the core Apache Airflow, they also release constraint file. So you can go to repo and search your constraint. So for example, I'll open this constraint 3.1. So this is for 3.1 Apache Airflow version, and you can see there are multiple constraint file here. For example, constraint 3.10. so this is with Python 3.10, and you can see constraint no provider 3.10. so this is also Python 3.10 but without provider. So since we are talking about provider, we are interested with provider, so I'll open it, and you can see all dependencies here, and if you go down you can see list of providers which are compatible with Airflow this particular version. Now if you install Apache Airflow Provider in your Airflow environment, you can also check them in UI. I am in Apache Airflow UI landing page and I'm using 3.x Apache Airflow. If you go to this admin panel, you can see list here and you have one option for providers. If you click here, you can see these are the providers which are installed in my environment at the moment. Apache Airflow Provider is a tool to connect with third-party service like Fivetran, Snowflake, Databricks, AWS, GCP or any other service. You can write your own or you can use communities provided provider. You can check constant file if you hit any conflict. You can extend Apache Airflow Provider for custom connection to store your credential for third-party service. Also, you can have your own configuration. So basically you can extend configuration. If needed, you can write your own executor, message queue, notification, and also operator sensor, hook, etc. Apache Airflow Provider is a way to extend the Apache Airflow capability. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel.